Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest, which is the traditional territory of the Coast Salish tribes. I'm an artist and educator, and I am recently learning about budgeting, saving, and planning for the future, and just trying to share what I learn along the way. Today I'm looking at my March budget. So it's March 10th. I'm a little late on that. Sorry about that. But kind of worked out. I was sick last week, and so I didn't leave the house too much, and I actually didn't spend too much money. Most of the transactions that are about to come out when I do my week 1 March transaction video will be majority things that just sort of come out naturally, not me necessarily popping into a store to pick something up. So I'm just going to go over my budget. So I haven't logged any transactions. I haven't really spent too much money, and I'm just going to go over my budget plan for March, even though it's a little late. Okay, so looking at my income, I am planning on $4,100 as usual for my full-time job and adjunct pay. Now, note to self, next month I won't have a full month of adjunct pay, so I'll need to account for that. But this month I do. I also got reimbursements. I did get a small tax refund. I'm not really I don't even remember now what I claim, but whatever it is, I've never gotten a huge tax return. And for the last several years, as an artist, I've done sort of freelance gigs that I get paid for. I get like a 1099 for at the end of the year. And so whatever I claim has sort of worked out to usually be enough to cover those taxes, because I don't, as I've mentioned before, pay quarterly taxes, at least not yet. Now that I have my business license, I'm going to try to do that. But anyway, whatever I claim has worked out, and I usually get a little bit of a refund every once in a while. Once only, actually, I've had to pay in a few $100. So whatever I'm claiming right now seems to be working. I'm not really into lending the government my money, but for my own like personal laziness, whatever I'm claiming has been working well. So I got $504 back, and I did already allocate that because I didn't want to sort of absorb it. I wanted to be pretty intentional about how I allocated it, and I will tell you when I go over the rest of the budget where I allocated those funds. For interest income, I got $685, and that is all I'm expecting this month. Okay, so for giving, as always, I want to share about 5% of my base income, which is $205 this month. And then I want to start doing a thing where I take 2% of my base income and I sort of specifically give that to independent artists. Now that might mean buying artwork, which will be my favorite and sort of selfish way of using it, but it also might mean supporting art projects. So that's why I'm kind of putting it in the my radical intersectional feminism section, because I kind of feel like it's one and the same. It is a little selfish, but then sometimes it's also, but it's also important to support small businesses and independent artists. So yeah, and it's also something that I spend money on anyway, and I might as well budget for. This month, I'm going at the end of the month, the last week of the month, to a conference for my field, which is ceramic arts educators. And so I'll be very delighted to spend about $82. Okay, so moving on down, emergency fund. I typically, in a month where I'm paid for both my full-time work and adjunct pay, I typically put $1,000 into my emergency fund. I'm working my way towards $10,000 in there. I decided to allocate an extra $200 from my tax return. So it's going to be $1,200 going in this month, slowly eking my way up. For savings, that $685 I made in interest goes in there. And so as you can see, $3,202 has just $32.02 has just magically appeared in my bank account by virtue of just having a little bit of savings, which is my favorite, and I love it. I love interest income so much. In the me fund, I'm not planning to put anything. Okay, moving on down. Investment, I am doing $500 again, trying to make that my usual. Hoping to max out my IRA, my Roth IRA this year. Okay, going down to housing, $550 for rent. I already got my electric bill, $43.50. My mobile phone, $72.35. I will probably budget the higher amount next month because I know since I'm traveling at the end of the month, oftentimes, you just have to use a lot more data if you don't know where you're going. You need to like get directions and I will be at a conference, so chances are I'll be in Wi-Fi a lot, but I'll probably just budget next month in case I go a little over in data. Usually that $15 bump up is enough to get me through any traveling. Okay, internet as always, $79.95. No miscellaneous this month. Transportation, because I know I need to drive to Seattle for the airport, I just bumped it up a little bit. I figured I might also like Uber while I'm traveling, or I won't Uber, I will Lyft. That's the app that I usually use. Anyway, so I just decided to put transportation up a little bit. So instead of 100, it'll be 125. 867 as usual, going to fund for my car registration. Groceries, it's 285. I did have it at 250, but when I was allocating my my money from my tax refund, I had a little extra, so I just added it there because, I know that I will spend a lot of money on groceries. It's just always the case. But anyway, hoping to stay under 285 this month. We'll see. For restaurants, I allocated $100. For household, I allocated 20. Flexible spending account, in case you don't know, flexible spending account is basically money that is taken out of my paycheck before taxes. So it's pretty awesome. You actually, you reduce your taxable income, so you save money that way. And then the cool thing about it is, even though it starts at the beginning of the year, you actually have access to all of the money you've allocated. So I chose $850 at the beginning of the year. You have access to all that money right away. So my deductible is not very much. And I do some other things to bring that down, some of the other incentive stuff that my work offers. But it's pretty cool, to have access to it all at once. You don't kind of have that. For me, it's been stressful in the past, kind of meeting that deductible. So anyway, that's the flexible spending account. It is use it or lose it. So I did kind of lowball how much I thought I would need this year because you do need to use it before the end of the year or you lose it. For health, I budgeted $80 for my exercise class. I went today and I paid today, but actually my teacher will be traveling abroad for the next 2 weeks and then I'll be out of town the third week. So most of that 4 sessions will get used in April. Okay, kitties, I already ordered their food and it was $68.27. So that's that for the actual daily living category for kitties this month. Personal spending, I just have $869 for Hulu and entertainment. Auto insurance, $103.70 as usual. $764 for renter's insurance. That's a fund, and I'll pay it off when the new year comes up for that. Parents, I always pay my parents $300 for a little personal loan that they gave me that I'm getting closer and closer to paying off. And then $201 for my student loans. Of course, I'm enrolled in public service loan forgiveness. I know it's a controversial choice. Let me know if you want to know anything else about it. And then getting down to sinking funds, I'll tell you now how I allocated the rest of that $300, $304. Basically, I put 100. So I'm going to put nothing in health fund this month. I do need to get back to that, but it's actually not very urgent now that I have the flexible spending account, but it is nice to have a little padding in there just for allergy medicine, that kind of thing, vitamins, that kind of thing. I think there's a way I could use my flexible spending account, so I might look more into that. But also at a certain point, because I lowballed it, I will use up my flexible spending, so it'll be nice to just have a little in there for co-pays at the end of the year. Cat fund, as you guys know, I've been trying to pad that. And I just decided to add an extra about $100 in there. So $250 instead of $150. Car upkeep and tech fund, I'm ignoring this month, although I do need to get back to them. Gifts, I don't have any birthdays this month. Nope, nothing. So ignoring that. I did put money there in February and I didn't really spend it. So Just let that ride. Clothing and shoes, I'm putting 75 of that 504 in there. So I know there's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about how people dress and how people do their wardrobes, like capsule wardrobe, for example. I really love watching videos about capsule wardrobes. I, however, am not a capsule wardrobe person. I don't really do my wardrobe by the season. I'm a uniform dresser. I dress in the same exact clothes every single day, but I actually have a lot of different, like my uniform is boots, leggings, a skirt, and then like a shirt or t-shirt. And then I wear that every single day, but I have a bunch of each type of thing, a bunch of different ones. And mostly all I've said about wardrobe so far is just that I'm a little addicted to the thrift store, which is true. And I did do a thrift store haul. So, that's basically how I do it. But certain things, though most of my clothes come from the thrift store, certain things are kind of basics, like leggings. You don't really find them at the thrift store because they're pretty consumable. You wear them for a year or so and then they're pretty much kaput. So I'm like kind of short on them right now and it's a little annoying. It really takes like a lot of energy, and that's part of the reason why I dress in a uniform is so I don't have to really think about it. So honestly, I've done this for the last 10 years. My uniform was the same in Florida as it is here. The only difference is that I wore sneakers in Florida and I wear boots here because it's so wet. And the other difference is just that I wear more layers. Like I always have a hoodie, whereas in Florida, maybe I'd wear a tank top. So yeah, that's the big thing. And so I just need to get some more leggings and just not have to think about that very much. And I don't buy expensive leggings. I don't even know where you would get expensive leggings. I'm just going to go to the good old f.i.r.e. I have found a brand that is very durable and doesn't, easily get worn. So I'll probably just buy a couple more pairs of those and be good. And whatever's left over, I'll leave in that fund. I don't think I could spend $75, but just seemed like a good number. Okay, and then the last little bit that was left over from that 504, I just stuffed in my travel fund. I am traveling at the end of the month. $100 is coming out of travel or cats, either way, for my cat sitter. And then, I will be out of town for a week. So I'll be doing a bit of, traveling, probably needing to take Lyft around, probably eating out a fair amount. So yeah, I think that gives me in this fund $385. So I think that's pretty good. I also do need to pay for a hotel room for a part of the week. So for a part of the week, I'll be staying with friends of a friend, which is really awesome. And then for the actual part of the week where the conference is happening, I'll be staying in the conference hotel. So this is something I budget for every year. It's I'm getting better and better at planning ahead, but I'm usually able to cash flow it. That's what I did last year, but I wasn't making videos yet, so you can't see that. But if anyone's curious about past travel, I have always kept a log of my expenses and I'm happy to share. Anyway, that's my March budget. You'll see me again soon for a week 1 transaction logging. But until then, have a great day. I hope your March is going super well.